I'm Blake.
I'm Jamie.
And this is the third time we're recording this video.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this has happened to us a few times.
Yeah. We're just trying to do a book haul. That's it.
We're blaming, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait. All right, what book did you get?
This is Daisy Jones and the Six. Don't worry. This is only my second time talking about this one. Okay, I'm in this bookstore, which we'll tell you about in just 1 second. And minding my own business, just looking for books. And I heard this girl talking to her mom.
You eavesdropped on this girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do in bookstores. Like, what are you buying? Why are you buying it? Anyway, she's talking to her mom, saying how much she loved it. She's like, I've read all of her books. This is Taylor Jenkins Reid. She's read all of her books, and this is her favorite one by far. And she's like, Dad would love it, and my friend loved it, and I just gave it to my other friend anyway. So of course I had to walk over and say, hey, what book are you talking about? It was this one, so I grabbed it.
So if you want to sell
bought
books
it.
to Jamie, you should just like plant somebody in there to be like, this book is amazing. It's the best book ever. But it has to be in a certain genre area.
True.
It's got to be around.
True. And like I've heard of this,
this
so
area.
that helped. Like
Okay.
I've heard of this. Everyone's reading that. Everyone's reading that this year. Everyone's reading this year.
It's hard to talk when you've done this 3 times. We talked about in one of the previously recorded, unrecorded videos. Like that feels like a perfect book club book. Like there's a genre of book club books, and that falls, I think, directly in it.
Totally.
Wouldn't surprise me if after you finish that, at some point, it pops up as a book club choice that someone wants to read.
It is a Reese Witherspoon book club book.
That's fair enough.
I don't know. Book club books, you have to have a lot of content to talk about.
Why do we trust actresses? Like there's Oprah and there's Reese and there's others. Like why do people be like, oh, I should read what they read? Because they obviously know what they're talking about with reading. Like why don't we like do book clubs where it's like Stephen King's book club book or thing, or like Brandon Sanderson's book
so
club.
intimidating because they can hang with the real high ones.
So you're
Reese
saying like
Witherspoon's more normal.
the actresses are more likely to have a lower literacy rate, and so
Yeah.
the books are going to be more enjoyable.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
know.
Fair enough.
Influencers, man. They influence us.
Like,
What can I say?
I guess it's true. I just like you think the thing with YouTube is you start getting, or TikTok or others, is you get influencers in a particular niche.
Yes.
So at least like there's people on YouTube talking about books that I trust because
Right.
I've listened to enough of them to be like, yeah, great, they have good taste.
Yeah, or like I've read 5 of the 6, and if they liked the 5 and they have one extra recommendation, I'm gonna read it.
But like President Obama comes out with a list of books every year for people to read, and I'm like, what? Like, sure, he's smart and was the president of the United States, so that's impressive. But why should I read his books? Like, what qualifies him to recommend books?
Yeah, same with Reese.
I mean, I guess what qualifies us to recommend books. But granted, we have lots of books. That's why we're doing it.
Fun.
Yeah, fair enough. And you don't have to watch us.
No, you
Yeah.
don't have to.
Yeah,
But keep watching.
do it, please. Like and subscribe. Thanks.
You're up.
I'm up. Okay, so this is The Black Tongue Thief. Now, I've had this on my list for a little while because this is an amazing cover. I did find 2 things that I appreciate about this even more. First was Nicholas Eames, who wrote Kings of the Wild. He has a quote down here about how awesome this book is, and that put it in pretty high regard for me. But then this right here, Robin Hobb, giving it a dazzling review.
He has like a major crush on Robin Hobb.
I really do. I'm pretty sure Robin Hobb's like 6-year-old
Is she
woman.
really?
I think so.
Okay.
But man, is her series great. And I'm not even done with it yet, and it is fan-freaking-tastic. So she's in that like Brandon Sanderson, Scott Lynch,
that's
Tolkien,
high praise.
Robert Jordan echelon for me up there. And hopefully this dude, Christopher Buehlman, will get there. Buehlman, not Ham.
Buehlman.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was how I turned your name into Ham. I'm sorry, dude. My bad. But I'm hoping this is really good.
Also, that totally looks like a Joe Abercrombie.
It really does. Yes, it would not surprise me if the person that did that cover did one of the Joe Abercrombie book. Speaking of, in the middle of Joe Abercrombie book, check out one of our mid-book reviews soon to find out how I'm liking it.
Cool. Okay, this is Strange the Dreamer. I really don't know much about this except that I found it on YouTube. Someone recommended it. I don't even remember who, but
You can't trust stuff you find on YouTube.
sometimes you can. I just wish I remembered who I found this one from. But fantasy, it's really big, but I'm excited to read this one.
So in the bookstore, she asked me, like, which of these should I get? And handed me this one. And I flipped it over and read like 4 words. And I was like, this is the one, because it was fantasy. I could tell it was fantasy by the just the start of it. Plus, it starts out with Laszlo Strange, war orphan and junior librarian.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
Yep. Anyways, speaking of, so we went to the King's English Bookstore.
Oh,
I don't know
yes.
if we're describing that in this video or if we've described that already. If so, I'm sorry.
I don't think we've talked about it in this one.
Yeah, we've done this 3 times, so we may have. Who knows? But in this beautiful bookstore in Salt Lake City, a whole bunch of different little rooms and nooks and crannies. It's an old home turned into a bookstore.
So cute.
In all of the books, not in all the books, but on all the shelves, they had books that had been recommended by staff members. This was on the fantasy shelf, recommended by a dude named Mark. There's a little bookmark and some stuff in there, and I assume maybe they get some sort of credit because when I bought this book, they took that bookmark out and put it in a little file. And so maybe they're doing a competition to see who can recommend the
That's
most
cool.
books or something. Either way, so this is the Powder Mage trilogy. I've heard of it. I thought it would be good. I am not super into fantasy and guns together, although I have enjoyed Alloy of Law and like the Dresden Files, so I'm willing to give it a chance. But also what really sold me on it was the what I think is right here. Yep. Oh no, that's The Age of Kings is Dead. This is it. Just Plain Awesome by Brandon Sanderson. So if Brandon Sanderson is liking this book, there's a good chance that I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm excited to jump into it and see. It's not the most hefty of books, but it'll be interesting and maybe a nice change of scenery from kind of the epic fantasy that I normally read.
Fun. That's exciting. Alrighty, I grabbed The Unhoneymooners.
I ran out of jokes 2 movies ago for this one.
Listen, I don't think you need a joke. It just looks like a good book. A really nice, easy read. Yeah, easy. I think basically
Why is there
it's
so
like,
much space between the lines in these books?
because babe,
Like,
it's to be enjoyed.
just really, okay, so normal book.
No, normal book. It's so we don't get scared away. Like this, doesn't this make it makes you want to read it?
But it's so you don't feel bad for buying that book. Because if that book was set in the typeset that this uses, it would be
Like-
this thick.
Half the size.
Yeah. Do you feel cheated at all in
No,
that regard?
I don't.
Oh man, I would feel so
I
cheated.
don't. Anyway, pretty sure this is like something like the bridesmaid runs away with the groomsmen and they go on the honeymoon. I'm not really sure. That's kind of my interpretation of what I've heard.
Because
of
nothing says true love like someone you just met.
They might have known each other. Anyway, I like a good break it up read every once in a while.
It's the Unhoneymooners, a breakup read. Get it? Okay. All right. So we stopped at Barnes and Noble, right? Mentioned that we went to King's Bookstore. We may have mentioned that. I don't know. We've done this video 4
King's
times.
Bookstore was awesome. I got lost in
King's
it.
English was amazing.
Ooh,
Yes.
yeah, English.
But at Barnes and Noble, they were doing a little sale where you buy 2 of certain books and get the 3rd free. This was on a bookshelf where there was like 4 sides. And on this bookshelf were Robin Hobb books, Brandon Sanderson books, The Wheel of Time were there, Robert Jordan, Song of Ice and Fire was on it, Lord of the Rings was on it, there's a bunch of others, and there were some books that I had never read on it. And so I figured if these are keeping that company, there's a good chance they'll be good. So the first one I grabbed here was The Age of Myth, which is the first of some trilogy that I can't read the rest of, The Legend of something. But I'm really excited for it, partly because of the giant tree on the cover. So giant tree, little people, I'm interested. Why is the tree so big? I'm excited to read more. Plus, it just had really good company around it. I'm just excited for more fantasy. What can I say?
Age of Myth. I like it.
Yep.
And there's a
Oh,
dog.
hey, look. It's the Legends of the First Empire. It's the
okay.
trilogy. So, yeah, I'm
Okay.
interesting. Interesting? I'm interesting.
So
I'm very interesting. I'm very interested. It'll be good.
Alrighty, this one's on both of our lists. It has been for a while. The Bone Shard Daughter.
Yep.
And from what I hear, it's kind of intense, but I'm excited to read it. Sarah J. Maas. I didn't see that.
Really? I assumed that's why you wanted this book.
One of the best fantasy novels I've read in a long time. That
Is it
means
the only
there's got to be
fantasy
some
novel
romance
she's read
in
in
here.
a long
but
time?
No, give her some credit.
She's busy writing novels.
Yeah, she should be.
She should be.
Anyway,
Stop reading, writing. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, Brandon Sanderson, stop reading. You have stuff to do. I just saw the other day, Brandon Sanderson put out a thing saying that the 5th Stormlight is going to be delayed a little bit.
Yes.
Probably won't be coming out in 2023, probably
but like
2024.
early 2024, right?
Maybe there's inklings that might be fall 2024.
That hurts me.
Yes, but then he mentioned he's going to do some other things and blah, blah, and then get back to Stormlight again with a little bit of a break. So instead of an every 3-year cadence for Stormlight, he's thinking it'll probably be like a 5-year break between 5 and 6.
Ooh, okay.
And then he plans on going back to the every 3-year cadence. But I was just doing the math. If there's a 5-year break between the next one and that, and then a 3-year cadence after that, that means it's 20 years until that series is done.
I'm gonna be a grandma.
20 years.
I might even be a great. No, I won't be a great grandma. I may be a grandma.
How would you be a great grandma?
I don't know. That would,
20 years?
That would really.
Well, no, that would not happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point is, I love you, Brandon Sanderson, but can you please just write them
Here's
faster?
the thing. Like, I understand. Like, sometimes I'm folding laundry and I have to stop folding laundry to go like
Oh,
do something else.
I
You know,
100%.
grab dinner out of the oven or
yes.
help a kid with something,
I-
and then I go back to my laundry. Like, I understand that.
Like, I totally don't disagree, but Brandon Sanderson's probably in his 40s, like 45, right? Something like that, I would bet.
He'll be a great grandma.
Like, yeah, so 20 years from now, he'd be 65. I guess, yeah, finish Stormlight and retire. That's great. Oh, the Stormlight's not supposed to be the end, apparently. Anyway, sorry. This was a mad tangent. All I'm saying is somehow we need to get Brandon Sanderson, who writes books faster than any mortal that
Yep,
existed.
I'm telling you, him and Taylor Swift need to just like go on a retreat together. The world would be a whole different place.
They could call it the Unhoneymooners.
No,
Oh,
Don't-
sorry, that's not how that works? No. Oh, all right.
they can come up. They'll come up with a much better
Okay.
name for it.
All right, so
Okay.
on that same pile of stuff, I picked up this book. I've been meaning to read it for a while. I love
Wait, you
everything.
just went twice in a row.
No, I did not.
Oh, you're right.
Everything that John Scalzi has written that I've read, I've loved. And I know that this is one of his first and most critically acclaimed books. So I'm really excited to jump into it. It was on that shelf as well, which adds credence to everything else I picked up.
Totally does. Alrighty, The Kiss Quotient has been on my want to read list since 2016. So I figured it was time to read it.
What I want to know is, what is the kiss quotient?
Probably like some
How many
math.
How many kisses you have to kiss before you fall in love with somebody?
Yeah, you were my 8th kiss. Did you know that?
No. But what number of kisses did we have before you fell in love with me?
Like 1 or 2.
Wow, that was a pretty high kiss quotient.
Oh, yeah. See? It's a good way of finding love.
Yep, hold on, I have to check something here.
Okay.
Why is there so much room between these? I don't know. This one's not as bad. This was not as bad.
Listen, I'm just so...
You know what? Kiss quotient. You passed the.
You're gonna
test.
read it?
No.
Just tease.
I'm not gonna read it. I'm just saying I don't feel like we got robbed
Great.
for that one.
Great.
All right. Last up. Wait, no, not last up. You've got another one.
I do have one.
So the last up for me. So this was on that shelf of fantasy books. I know nothing about it other than there's a dragon on it and it was on a shelf with great books. So I'm assuming it's going to be good. Clearly going to be fantasy, and I'm excited to jump into it.
Nice.
Let me know if you've read this book or anybody has any reviews, because I'd love to learn just a little bit more about it before I jump into it.
You're crazy. I like to go into books blind. Totally blind.
You're a weirdo.
I know. This one I won't be going in blind because I've read the first one. This is the second one. Daughter of the Siren Queen. The first one is Daughter of a Pirate King. And we've both actually read that one. And it's really good. It's just a cute little fun YA read. Little
Excellent.
YA fantasy. I'm excited to read book 2. And you'll read it too, probably?
Yeah, I'll give it a try.
Fun.
Yep. Well, this was our book haul and our third attempt at doing this video. I'm pretty sure that if this didn't record, you're not getting any video for this book haul.
So,
Yeah.
be grateful.
All right. Well, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
This was really hard to do.
See you guys later.
Bye.